Hello students, this is Mrs. Jones. We are picking up our conversation about dosing of medication and how to set up the proportions using the way that nursing schools and LPN schools would like you to do. We're picking up here on page 64 of your packet. This was a packet that we started last week. I just want to do one of these problems before we move on. So let's just talk about the first one to kind of refresh our brains. These are from last week. If we were looking up for isosorbidide, I can't say it, and dinitrate, we would have to find the label that is for that medication, and it's right here. It's using the generic name of the medication. And our order is for 80 milligrams. We need to know how many capsules. If you look to the label, it says that there are 40 milligrams in one capsule right here. Now, that may be really easy for you to do in your head, but I want to make sure you get in this habit of setting it up how the nursing school would like you to set it up. So we say the available compared to the order. And available, we just read it off of the label there that it was 40 milligrams in one capsule. And our order here in the very first problem is to give 80 milligrams. So we write 80 milligrams. But we don't know how many capsules that's going to be. So after you set it up, then you multiply the outsides and the insides, the means and extremes. So you would get 40 times x is 40x. 1 times 80 is 80. And you would divide both sides by 40 to get that you would give 2 capsules to that patient. And remember that before you multiply, you would make sure that your units matched. Like in this one, they were both milligrams. If they were not both milligrams, then we would have to do a conversion before we did the outsides and the insides. Right? So I just wanted to refresh your memory of what we've done, what we did last week. And we're going to move on and we're going to talk about liquid measurements or liquid medicines. Liquid medicine, the liquid itself is not the medicine. The medicine has been ground up and dissolved in some kind of liquid that they call it a vehicle, a method for the patient to take it. So this particular label down here, so it says that each 5 milliliters, that's the liquid measurement, will contain 2.5 milligrams of this medicine. Right? Let's look at a different example here. So on this label, on this amoxicillin label, it says right here that 250 milligrams are in 5 milliliters of solution. So the question is up here, and we're going to do a couple of these by in our head, and then we're going to do some, I believe we're going to do some, yes, we're going to do some the way that a nursing school would like you to do it. The order is for amoxicillin suspended 250 milligrams. So we are going to give, this is very easy, we are going to give 5 milliliters of solution. If our order is for 125, that's half of this 250 number. So we would give half of the liquid and get 2.5 milliliters of solution. And whenever you give a liquid medicine to anyone, you want to make sure that you shake it before you pour it out, because if you don't shake it, all the medicine has sunk to the bottom and it needs to be evenly dispersed in the liquid. So the next one may not be easy to do in our heads, so we're going to set it up like a nursing school would do. And we do it the same way. It's available versus the order. And we know that it's available from the label, that it's available as 250. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so I can write it better. 250 milligrams for every 5 milliliters of solution. And our order is 375 milligrams. 375 milligrams, but we don't know how many milliliters that's going to be. So we multiply the outsides and the insides. Actually, we should take a pause and make sure all of our units match. If they don't match, then we need to fix that first. But if we do outsides, be 250x, and we've got 5 times 375, 1875. Divide both sides by 250. And that's going to tell us that we should give 7.5 milliliters of the medication, of the liquid, so that the patient will get 375 milligrams of the medicine. Okay, let's do another couple more examples here. Prozac, that's this right here, and it says there's 20 milligrams for every 5 milliliter. So in number 1 here, we set it up on the available is 20 milligrams for every 5 milliliters. 5 milliliters is a teaspoon, by the way. And then we put the order on the other side, 10 milligrams. But we don't know how many milliliters that's going to be. Again, you could probably do this one in your head, but your nursing school is going to want you to show the work. So we multiply the outsides and the insides so that we get 20x is equal to 50, right? And we divide both sides by 20. So 50 divided by 20 is 2.5, so that we're going to give 2.5 milliliters of solution. All right, let's do the next one here. Cellflachlor. I'm not even gonna pretend that I can say that. It's available as this one we could probably do in our head. So why don't we just do that in our head? It's easy. This is 180 milligrams per 5 milliliters. So, and our order is 187 milligrams. So we're just going to give a straight 5 milliliters of solution. All right, I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to do at least one more example with you here. This is another one, Cellchlor, and it's using that label that's on the right there. We know that it's available as 187 milligrams for every 5 milliliters. And our order in this problem is 374 milligrams. So we go 374 milligrams, but we don't know how many milliliters that's going to be. So we multiply the insides and the outsides, and we're going to get 187x and 81870. Divide both sides by 187, and we're going to get that we're going to give 10 milliliters of solution, so that our patient will get the 374 milligrams that was ordered for them. All right, I'm going to put these next 3 problems here in a Google quiz for you guys to answer on your own. I will include the labels that you need and everything else. Please complete the Google quiz. If you have any questions, please email me at cjones@ictc.edu, or you can call me at extension 145. I miss you guys. I hope you are doing well, and I hope to see you again soon. All right, thanks. Bye.